So hi everyone, my name is Khanh and I'm from Ho Chi Minh City. So Ho Chi Minh City is a very crowded place and a lot of young people. There are much more motorbikes compared to Vietnam, and on the street you can see a lot of trolleys, right? Like where they sell food and everything else on the street. So it's quite different from here, and I have a lot of friends in Vietnam as well. So I miss them when I moved to Australia, but I have my family here. So yeah, it's all good.
Okay. So, my name is Diane, and I came from Vietnam. Yeah, and I remember Vietnam being very different from Australia, as it is very, very crowded, and it's. I think that we live in one of the crowded city in Vietnam, and it's packed with buildings, and I've never seen as many trees and beautiful nature as I see in Australia here.
So I have dreamed of moving to Australia since 2019 when I first come here for 3 weeks with my family, with my mom, my sister, and I fell in love with Australia instantly. I don't know why. There's just some connection, like some spark between us. I would say. I like the way that people are very friendly toward us. We can walk on the street and someone approach and they say hi, so I really like that. And also my mom has a lot of friends here, so it feels like home for me. And since then I work hard, I study English and prepare myself to go to Australia.
So the reason that led me to move to Australia is because our family has always wanted a good education and a good future for both me and my sister, and we've decided to do that as an entire family. We moved over here and settling in together.
The most challenging thing coming to Australia for me would be the mental challenge, because everything is very new here and I kind of need to be more independent than before, because my mom is also new and like she doesn't know much compared to who she was in Vietnam. So we need to learn how to take care of ourselves and navigate all of the documents that we need to live here, and also our studies. So we kind of become a parents of ourselves, and it was hard at the beginning, but then I feel good that we can learn very quick because we're still young. So eventually it gets better, but yeah, it was very hard at first that we need to learn a lot of things by ourselves.
The most challenging part about settling in the country, I think it's not about me personally, because we have already been experienced the like independent life when we were back in Finland by ourselves, and we were like practicing taking care of ourselves and dealing with study all by ourselves already. But now as a family, I feel like it's harder, more about my mom and helping her to adapt in here, because she took it much harder than any of us. I feel like it was very difficult for her to settle in, and we had to help her a lot with it as well. I think it was harder for my mom to adapt and settle in Australia, because she was much more attached to Vietnam and the life she had there and the person she was when she was back there. She got her community helping her, and everything was so much easier for her over there. That when she moves over here with learning so many new things at such a late age, that it's hard for her. Yeah.
So migration is a big part of my identity now, I think, because before living in Vietnam, I don't really need to think about who I am because I'm Vietnamese. But since coming here, the introduction itself was something that makes me think about who I actually am. I don't think that I'm fully Vietnamese now, as I spent 3 years living overseas already. So I think there's a part of me that belongs to Finland and then a part of me that belongs to Australia. I would say that most of me still Vietnamese, but my mindset and my lifestyle is more Australian. Sometimes I feel a bit like I'm not sure where I belong to, but at the same time it gives me a lot of freedom to be who I really want to become, and I don't need to attach myself to only one nationality. If I was able to go back time and tell myself something, I would say eat more Vietnamese food because I miss it here a lot. And I think to spend more time just walking around the street, breathing in the air and meeting people in Vietnam, because it's very hard for me to keep in touch with them now I'm living overseas. But overall, I would just say thank you to my younger self because I know she did a lot of hard work to get me here. Yeah.
I feel like after 2 years, I finally feel the sense of belonging to Australia. Started a couple of months ago when I first received help from Kenya Community Center, and I've started going to churches and meeting new friends there. And I've also recently started university as well. So that's a very good place for me to make new friends and getting new relationships. And they have helped me a lot in feeling that I belong finally to this country.
So the thing that helped me to feel more at home in Australia would be receiving helps from people who have been living here longer than me. For example, my mom has some friends that they can share with her how she's feeling, and I also receive help from Kenya Community Service. I remember we walk into the building and I immediately receive a big welcome, and it started very well. And then we gradually, for example, my sister has driving lesson, and we also attend a lot of events that organized by Kenya community, so I feel more of a sense of belonging. And I also receive help from a personal coach that I have like 10 sections with her, so I was able to talk a lot about what I'm going through, and receive a lot of encouragements from people around me. Helps a lot. So at first, living in Sutherland was not that exciting for me because I'm not a very big fan of the beach, but it's a big culture here in the Shire, as I can tell. But one thing that I really remember is when I tried to look for a place to move out to live. That's when I posted writing on the Facebook group, and unexpectedly a lot of people helped me, and they comment, they tag their friends in, and then a lot of them reach out to me, and they just say that they have a spare room and they're very willing to help me out. So it was the moment that I feel like I belong to the Shire and people look out for each other. So after that, I start to discover places in the Shire. I walk to the parks and I meet new friends. And whenever I say I come from Vietnam, people always have a a very happy face and very excited, and they asked me that how was it in Vietnam, and they always say that they love bánh mì and they love phở a lot. So yeah, I think it's getting better, and after living here for almost 2 years, I don't think I want to live anywhere else.
So my experience living in the Shire has been very good so far. I actually study university down in Wollongong, and whenever everyone asks me where do I live, I said up in the Shire, and they're like, oh, beautiful beaches. I said, yeah, it's true, it's wonderful there, and also the people around me is very friendly as well. I actually work at a cafe just 5 minutes walk away from my apartment, and the people I meet there, it's wonderful. They're like one of the best people I could ever ask for, and I feel like they care a lot about me, and they have always asked like how's my life been and how's university, and it's like they're a part of my family. They're like the grandparents that I've never had, because back in Vietnam I wasn't very close to my grandparents because they live pretty far away, so it's been very nice. The advice that I will give other younger peoples when they start moving into Australia is that always ask for help, because there's always people there and willing to offer you the help that you always wanted, but it's just too afraid to speak up and ask for. Because I feel like we spend the first year of our life here trying to deal with everything by ourselves, and it was only our family working through it, but we didn't know that there's always people there outside just waiting for like a way for something, and they'll be willing to offer.